What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Spin Tires, taking a look at the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento Spin Tires monster truck. Now, this thing, obviously, as you can see, is just completely off the wall and bonkers in every possible way that you could look at it. And also, this body is not meant to fit on this frame and this suspension. Obviously, we all know that. But the actual maker of this mod did a really good job at making everything line up decently well. I mean, obviously, you're never going to fit these tires into those wheel wells, but at the same time, honestly, that's not what you're really downloading this mod for. You're downloading this mod because you want something insane, you want something crazy, and you kind of, I feel like this is the mod you download when you're tired of using normal-ish things in Spin Tires. Like, when you're tired of using real trucks, you use something like this. Now, it's pretty fast for what it is. It's not quite as fast as, say, for example, the Baja Edition Raptor. That's a little bit faster than this. There's a couple of other vehicles in Spin Tires that are also faster, but this thing is actually a lot more maneuverable than you would think it would be, with being as wide as it actually is, thanks to its four-wheel steering. Now, the four-wheel steering is kind of funky because it works really well at low speeds and it doesn't work that well at all at high speeds, just because of the fact that it's always on opposite phase steering. And if you're always on opposite phase steering and you're going at high speeds, you're going to plow forward if you try to turn on opposite phase steering. Whereas if you're at same phase steering and you're going at high speeds, you're going to turn great. But same phase doesn't work very well at low speeds. And seeing how this is Spin Tires, I can see why they designed it for low speeds. Now, in looking at the suspension, there are a couple of little glitches that you can see right off the bat. One of those specific ones is if you look really closely at the springs, especially the ones closest to the rear, they bend a little bit to the side, not quite normal spring operation. They still compress really, really nicely, but there's a little bit of a funky movement in there that's not quite normal for a spring. But honestly, that's completely acceptable considering the kind of vehicle we're dealing with here, and also considering the fact that all of this had to be pretty much animated from the ground up, I think. I don't think this was a conversion from anywhere else. If this was a conversion, I'm going to look really stupid right about at that point. But I'm going with it not being a conversion. I'm going to bet that it's not a conversion. And if it's not a conversion, then the guy that's responsible for this did an awesome job, an absolutely incredible job. And I applaud his work on the chassis, on the suspension. You can see everything move. You can see the springs move. You can see the shocks move. You can see pretty much the whole suspension moving and flexing according to whatever terrain you're going over. And by the way, this thing absolutely, some vehicles, especially with larger tires and Spin Tires, they will go across the mud. This doesn't. This digs straight into it. No warning whatsoever. You'll think you're going to get stuck in the mud. You're not going to, but you'll think you are if it's your first time. And by the way, the interior view is a little bit on the awkward side because the camera is kind of weirdly placed, and it doesn't like to stay in the driver's seat. Although it's kind of cool to be looking out of a Lamborghini Sesto Elemento dashboard while you're going off-road. But honestly, it's really hard to drive in that view, considering the fact that this thing bounces all over the place with how soft the suspension is, and just the way they've got the dampening set up. It's like I said, it's up and down, up and down, up and down. It's just bouncing all over the place. And ooh, actually, I wonder if we can climb up those. Honestly, I don't think we can, but it'd be a fun thing to try, that's for sure. The only thing is, low range is so low in this thing that if you go from high to low, it's like you're driving a different vehicle. Low range is super low. I mean, sure, that's good for crawling, but at the same time, it can be a little bit frustrating to deal with. Let's see if we can climb. Come on! I doubt it. I doubt that it's actually going to make it up that, to be quite honest with you guys. I think that the biggest thing that gets in this, I almost said car, but it's kind of not a car at this point. It's more of a car/truck combo. But honestly, I think the biggest thing that gets in its way is the fact that it's got a really long overhang in the front, and just with that really sharp front end, it's really easy to get this thing caught on stuff. And honestly, I mean, I can understand why that shouldn't matter, because this thing is ridiculous in so many other ways that you shouldn't really care, right? The only thing that you should care about is the fact that you have a Lambo monster truck in Spin Tires. That should be enough. You know, I feel like a lot of people are going to say that that should be plenty, and you shouldn't be asking for any more out of this thing than just to be absolutely crazy. But at the same time, I feel like if you're going to do a monster truck, there should be certain things that it should do. But then again, most monster trucks aren't based on a Lamborghini body, so I can understand I can understand why it might not matter quite as much for this thing. Now, is that going to go off the edge? It almost did. We're going to want automatic mode for right here. Trust me, you're going to want automatic mode. Just kind of inch around the side. The only problem with this thing, and it hasn't really been a problem yet in this video, but in a lot of the other times that I've used this thing off-road, that I've just kind of driven it around, it's very, I would say, I wouldn't call it top-heavy side-to-side, but back and forth, it is extremely top-heavy, and it will flip over, like, immediately. It will do a backflip on you, kind of almost at a moment's notice. It'll just flip right over, and that can be kind of disconcerting if you're trying to do a specific run, like in a specific kind of rock crawling focused area. But the water fording capabilities aren't bad. Not bad at all. Even though you'll fully submerge the truck, you generally will always come out on the other side. And you also have 2,200 damage points, so it's not like you're going to kill the thing anytime soon. The only problem is if you're trying to fit through a if you're trying to fit through a small section of woods, it's generally not going to work. It's just so dang wide. Come on. Oh, that's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be a bit of an issue, isn't it? That's, that's slightly tricky. Oh, come on. Go, go, go. No, maybe not. Alright, come on then. Well, let's see if we can head this way, and then maybe not. I was like, see if we can head this way. Oh, no, maybe not. Never mind. Maybe not. Honestly, like, when the... Oh, God, I didn't want that camera angle. This thing looks like a massive spider when it's in the, like, when all the wheels and tires are buried in the grass like that. It looks like... Yeah, it looks like a giant freaking spider. Now the only problem is, how do I back out of here? Because I've pretty much realized that it's going to be impossible to get... Oh, maybe not. Maybe it is possible. If we just very carefully reverse and then... Yes! Almost there. Knew I shouldn't have given up just yet. Uh-oh. It's kind of completely stuck right there, though. It is completely stuck right there. Come on. Oh my God, come on. It's that one little shrub. Never mind, we got it. Or almost had it. Come on, more power, come on! Oh, it's arguing so much right now. You can just tell it does not want to go over that small tree. Yes! Here we go! And we're out. Not too bad. Not too bad, not a bad little run. And honestly, if you're willing to go at a slightly slower pace on the, in the... kind of woodland sections of the map, I mean, you'll make up for it in, you know, when you're climbing over other things, but honestly, if you're willing to go at a slightly slower pace through the wooded areas of the map, then this is actually a really sweet exploration vehicle. You can go wherever you want, almost. Almost. I say almost because steep mountains, it doesn't do all that well, but everywhere else, it's a beast. And again, with the water, it just plows right straight through the stuff. I actually wonder how... Can we clear this? I kind of feel like we shouldn't try, but at the same time, it might work. Oh my God. It's going. It's submarine mode, but it's going. First person view is like nothing. And we make it out on the other side. That is absolutely ridiculous, guys. I've never found any vehicle in spin tires that's able to do that. That alone has pretty much made me willing to keep this thing as far as exploration vehicles go for later maps. But if you guys enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. And if you want to try this thing out, there'll also be a link in the description box below. And if you guys really want to see this thing in other future episodes, then I'll definitely be willing to try it out on other maps. So again, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.